Do-do-do-do, it's Chemdork.
Hello everyone, this is Chemdork, and welcome to another episode of Season 3 of my Buildcraft, where we play Minecraft with the mods Buildcraft, Railcraft, and Forestry. Welcome back, guys. We're back in the main base in today's episode after some time over at the oil village. We'll check in with the robots we set up last episode later, but for today, we're going to start on a brand new project. That's going to be kind of useful for many other future episodes, and that is that, well, it is related to the fact that I have been traveling back and forth between the oil village quite a lot, and so I need to set up a better way or something that's a little more efficient for getting from here to there, as well as a few other things in the base that are going to use this, and that is we're going to set up a way of making blocks, because I need blocks. I mean, it's Minecraft, right? But as of right now, I have to handcraft everything for the most part, except for that's being made in the with the automatic assembling tools of Buildcraft. But, you know, Buildcraft has a few other things like this, the auto workbench. This is really useful. It can automatically make items for us. So why don't we automatically make items with this? And that's actually what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be setting up what's called a mall system. That's going to be using the auto workbenches as well as automating furnaces to craft some items for us and have it ready. And I've already hollowed out an area here. I finally decided what I wanted to do down here, and that is this is going to be our mall. And in case you don't know what I mean by a mall, well, when you go to the mall, you go to a mall and you go inside and there's stores with items available that you can typically buy. In this case, they're all going to be free, and they're all just going to be in stock. So if I want stone bricks, I'll have them here. If I want stone brick stairs, I'll have them here. If I want torches, I'll have them here. All that sort of thing. So we're going to set it up. We're obviously not going to automate every item, and we're not going to automate all the items that I want to automate in today's episode, but we'll start on that process. And so today what I'd like to do is kind of derive, a lot of things derived from this guy right here, Cobblestone. He's great. There's a lot of blocks that are derived from cobblestone that I will be using in future builds, and I want to have a way of automating that. So I'll just set up a few things here, and then I'll be right back, and we'll get right to work to try to use these auto workbenches and furnaces to automate cobblestone production, or at least cobblestone processing. Anyway, I'll be right back. So this is what it looks like so far, and I gotta be honest, I'm digging these aesthetics. This is pretty nice. So it's the mall, and I have some viewing areas to the left and the right. When I go inside, you are met with a bunch of chests that are going to hold all the items that we are automating the production of. Now, before we get going, I should clarify that this is not a storeroom, right? The storage room is over here. It serves a different function. The storage room is serving the function to sort out the items that I have extra in my inventory that I want to toss to be stored for later. These are items that I already have, already found. They're not specifically needed. They're just kind of in extra storage. It is very different than the mall. The mall is really here so that when I need a specific amount, a large amount, typically, of new items, I don't have to craft them. They're already crafted for me. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. They serve quite different functions, and they're both needed. But anyways, let's get into actually processing this. I've already set up a few things. I have a little dropper on the wall there that's not serving as a dropper. It's actually serving as what I'm going to call a buffer. So the dispenser here, it's a dropper. The dropper is serving as a buffer of charcoal. We actually have buffers before, so this is actually pulling right into this buffer of charcoal. This was put in a number of episodes ago because we have the automated way of bringing charcoal from our tree farm into here, which automatically fills up the furnaces. We're going to be doing something similar in our build today, so what I'm basically doing is just having another buffer that is pulled off of this buffer. How these generally work, so this contains items, and when items are requested, it'll send out the items, and the item requests are just based on containing less than a certain amount of the particular item in that buffer. It's real simple logic. The reason why is because, I should set this first, buffers have two functions. The first is to accommodate the delay in signals. So in this sort of setup, if I don't have any charcoal, so if I take all this out and that turns on, it's asking for charcoal, but there's a delay between when it asks for the charcoal and when it actually starts receiving it. And likewise, if I put it back, now it says, I don't need it anymore, stop sending it, but as you see, it still gets some charcoal. There's a delay from when you say, I don't need it anymore, as well as when I need it and when I get the item. So to accommodate for that delay, we have to use buffers so that we don't have to ask for way, way less than what we actually need. The other reason for the buffer is that I want to distribute this charcoal to various places. This is going to go to the left and the right side as I've planned. So it just makes it easy as a little distribution point. So I've already done that as well over here for the critical item we're going to be starting with, which is cobblestone. So the cobblestone generator, as you see the cobblestone's coming in. From our cobblestone generator we set up a number of episodes ago, very early on in this season. And it's filling up this chest, or at least partially filling up this chest, which is going to be a buffer for cobblestone. It's going to go in various directions, and one of the main directions is to go into this chest right here. So that's going to be set up for cobblestone, and it's worthwhile to talk about how I'm going to set up these other chests. Top one here, we're going to be using... Oh, man. We're going to be using smooth stone. I think I have some more smooth stone over here. Yes. Okay, good. So we're going to be using it for smooth stone. Why is that not working? Why is that not working? Anyways, up here. Give me that. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like the way the item frames sometimes don't... there we go, okay. So, smooth stone's going to be going there. We're going to then process the smooth stone into stone bricks. We'll put those down... Wow, man. We'll put those down here. We'll also turn the smooth stone into stone slabs. We'll also turn the stone bricks into stone brick stairs and stone brick slabs. Why am I not able to? There we go. And then finally, we may automate this today or maybe just later. Why not cobblestone slabs as well? And probably cobblestone stairs later on. So, but for now, I'm really just going to focus on these 6 guys right here. So the first step is to smelt the cobblestone into smooth stone with furnaces. Now, I should note we're going to be using furnaces, which we have in our inventory already, but that's okay. Furnaces and auto workbenches. It's going to be the workhorses of today. The auto workbench, it just functions like a normal workbench, does not need power, but automatically will craft the item for you. So if I put that there, if I set it so that it makes stone bricks, and then I stick some stone in the inventory, you see it's automatically crafting it. It takes about 12 seconds to automatically craft. So that's what we're going to be using for making and automating crafting. It can't craft everything. For a few things, we actually need lasers and to use a different Buildcraft item, but not for this build. And then there's furnaces, and furnaces are actually kind of special in Buildcraft, and we should go over that before we mess with the furnaces. Oops, I want it right here. I'm very particular with where I put the furnace. Okay, yeah, I want it right here. Because I want to talk about exactly how... You know what, I'm going to do it here. So we're going to put wooden pipes to the bottom, to the side, and to the top. We've talked about this most when we automate furnaces, but it's worthwhile to discuss because it operates differently than normal inventories or normal things with multiple inventories. Furnaces have 3 inventories, right? The thing to be smelted, the thing when it's done smelting, and the fuel source. And the pipes connecting to furnaces have 3 different ways of orienting themselves as well. Pipes can be at the top, at the bottom, or on the side, and the side could be any one of the sides, so it could be any one of these sides. So for now, we'll just use as a proxy that as the side pipe. And then we'll set some gates. So I'll say, first, let's just see how it detects if there's items in the inventory. So we're going to say if there's items in the inventory, just redstone signal. I'll copy that and paste it to these guys, and then we'll just see what happens when I, for example, add cobblestone in here. So it's added to the top. Only the top pipe gate recognizes that there's items in that inventory. Contrast that with a chest or something around a dropper, for example. It doesn't matter where you put it. It always can detect this inventory. But it's not quite the case for the furnace, right? It does not see this inventory or that inventory when it's connected up top there. Likewise, if I do the same thing with charcoal, it detects it from both the side and the bottom, but it does not detect it in the top. Again, if I put in cobblestone now, and I take out the charcoal, so we'll see this cobblestone being smelted, and then you'll see after it's done smelting, which takes about 10 seconds in the furnace, now it's no longer recognizing something up there, of course, but it recognizes the stuff in the complete area is down here. Likewise, when I set this to say, instead of if there's items, send out a redstone signal, oops, do an energy pulsar, hopefully that worked, yep. It spits out the item from the bottom as well. And you can do something similar, so if I copy this gate and now have these spitting out items, again, if I put an item in here to be smelted, it gets pulled out the top only. If I put charcoal inside, this gets pulled out too. Guess where it comes pulled out? It comes pulled out the side. Okay, so that's the general idea for how items are, how the furnaces are treated in Buildcraft, if you did not know. It's going to be critical to our understanding here because we're about to set up the furnace system. Before we even do that, we can just say that right away, this is going to be our cobblestone chest. So right away, we can just set up that real simple. Since I'm going to use the cobblestone, I'm going to set this up not to work for right now, because I don't want to pull out the cobblestone prematurely. But, so what I'll do is I'll set up all the logic, I just won't connect the red pipe wire. So right now it's there, that's connected. You can see, hopefully you can see it up there. I'm just going to cut out that so that it's just red pipe wire here, here, and here. It's missing there, so it won't make the connection. And I'm just going to say when the red pipe signal is on, do the energy pulsar. And this is a useful gate. We'll be copying from it later because we're going to use that logic in many other gates. And likewise, similar logic here. We're going to set it up to say if it contains less than 25% of an item, in this case, cobblestone, do a red pipe signal. Oh, this is going to be 75% because I want this chest to be pretty full. How I did it right there is the proper way to do it. The improper way to do it is this way, where you set it up so that it's true first, and then you kind of scroll through the options. Because what can happen is you can actually scroll through and say it's output only or closed, and then it actually screws up with the pipe logic. So I want to make sure that it's open. We want to set up what happens afterwards, and then make it true. So that's the kind of proper way in which you do it. So now the red pipe wire is on, but it's not connected, so it won't be pulling any items out. And we can use the items to smelt and into our smelting system first. So let's set up smelting. So here we're just going to use another wooden pipe. We're going to speed it through, and then I'm going to set up my furnaces. So I'm going to put my furnaces down one so that they're at this level. And we're going to set up a bunch of furnaces. Now, why a bunch of furnaces? Can't I just use one? I mean, I can. But the reason why is because we use cobblestone and smooth stone for basically everything here. So there's going to be a lot of places to use this. So that means that I want to have a lot of them added. I think I just one more. Yeah, I don't want 10, I want 9. I'll stick the rest in here. Okay, so I'm going to have 9 furnaces to make smooth stone. So that way we can make 9 at a time. Because we're going to be using smooth stone for a lot of the other aspects, right? So cobblestone is just used for everything here. Smooth stone is used for everything except for just cobble. You know, stone bricks is used for a lot too. So we need to transform smooth stone into stone bricks with an auto workbench. I can use one, but for similar reasons for why we're using a bunch of furnaces, I'm actually going to use probably 2 auto workbenches for making stone bricks. Maybe I can get away with just that. I think that'll be okay. If I need to extend it, I can always add more later. But anyways, so let's make the cobblestone go into these furnaces. So we can just set up pipes right here, and this will work just fine, right? And some of you might be saying, ChemDork, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And that's because you've seen some of my other videos, right? Now, the reason why this doesn't really work, I mean, it will function. Don't get me wrong, this does work, but it's really, really inefficient because if we pull out cobblestone from this pipe, it will enter into this pipe junction, and when it does, it has, it's just based on probability for going either left or down, and it's going to have an equal probability to go left as it will to go down. So half of it goes down, and half of it goes left. And it goes into this junction where half of it goes down and half of it goes left, and so on and so on. So that means if we had a chest full of cobble, on average, half of it will go to this furnace, 25% goes to this furnace, 12.5% goes to this furnace, 6.25% goes to this furnace, and so on. So it's not evenly distributed. So how do we fix that problem? Well, there's one way that actually works pretty well, and we're going to be using it. We're just going to be painting the pipes and forcing probability. This is the reason why I have 9. We're going to split it into 3 and then split it into 3 again. And so you'll kind of see how I do that. I'm going to paint paint red, blue, and we'll use green. Why not, right? Red, blue, and green. That's cool. And now we have 3 sections of 3. And so we'll have one going in there, one going in there, and one going in here. We want to make sure this doesn't connect, so I'll use yellow for that. So now they don't connect as they were, so we're going to use yellow again right there as well. So right now how it's set up, this is now the new junction. Half goes down and half goes this way. If I was using 6, this would be a great way to set it up so that they are equally distributed among the 6, because half goes down, half goes this way, and then each of the halves are split into 3, so it's nice and even. We want to also include this as a third, so for that we just need to include this as a third. We're going to run the pipe here, and then I have to paint it so that it doesn't connect. So this is the junction. So we want to connect it there. We'll paint it green once again. That should work fine. So we'll paint that green. This one is different. So I don't want this to connect here. If I paint this, it still will connect there. So actually, the way to get around this is use a different pipe that doesn't connect. So we're going to use the properties. Again, in Buildcraft, it's useful to go back to the basics every once in a while because we kind of forget them sometimes. If you put pipes next to each other, like stone next to each other, it connects, right? Quartz does not connect with stone, and cobblestone doesn't connect with quartz or stone. So you can actually use this as a way of separating your pipes in the absence of brushes. And pipe type as well as pipe color can be used to separate pipes, together. They work together. So if we set this as a stone pipe, oh, it doesn't connect. I'm sorry. If we set this as a, we need to set this one as a pipe that connects to stone and this one as a pipe that connects to stone and quartz. So that would be gold here. So this is going to work fine. And then I just have to paint this one. Leave that unpainted, and then I can continue to paint this one. I don't need to, but I want to because I like the color. I just like the look of it. There you go. Cool. I think it looks cool. All right, cool. And then likewise, pipe wire, we're going to need to set up pipe wire because we need to have this recognized. Note that the pipe wire does not connect either. So if I put the pipe there, you see how this wire is not connecting? So we can set it up like this. I could run the other pipe wire all the way down, or I could just use a structural pipe, which is what I'm going to do. And that way we can just connect them like that. That should work fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. Okay, so that will work totally fine, and now the last step is to make sure that we set up the logic for how we fill them. And for this, it's pretty simple. We're going to set these all the same. I'm just going to set the logic on 1. And we're just going to say when it contains less than 25% of cobble, send out a red pipe signal. So again, we do the part of the beginning, part of the end, and then complete it. That's the best way, the safest way to set that stuff up. And then finally, our basic gate for pulling out cobble. And guess what? This is using exactly the same setup as this, so we can just copy that gate logic. So copy and paste. Wait, what? Wait, what? Copy and paste. Okay, there we go. I misclicked, I guess. And the cobble's coming out. And wait, why is this one? Oh, we didn't set up the logic. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? So I need to actually copy the logic from this guy into everyone else. Got it. I forgot about that. Okay, I was like, why is only one on? That was strange. Okay, here we go. So now they should be pretty equally getting cobblestone. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be around equal, which is why we have a good buffer built in, which is only fill it a quarter of the way. So we have, even if it's off by plus or minus 48 pieces of cobblestone, we should be fine. And as long as we pull the smooth stone out of these equally, we should be totally fine. Okay, so now that that's set up, let's now make sure that we can smelt it because we need a fuel source and then we need to pull it out. So let's set up the fuel source in a moment. I'll gather some items and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, we're ready to now add charcoal to our furnaces, and I've already set up the logic in that gate and the line. So all this needs is to be sent a red pipe wire signal in order to send the charcoal. And as you see, they're not connecting. These two lines are not interfering. So how are we going to set this up? Well, we're just going to use clay insertion pipes in this case. Now, This means that the furnaces will receive, this one will fill up first, that one will fill up second, then this one, and down the line. It's okay in this case because mostly these are going to be full, and we can use a nice bit of logic that is very useful here, and that is that if we say space in inventory, since we use the basic gate space in inventory and not this one, so there's different. I'm just going to set this up to go redstone signal so you can see. So both are true now when it says space in inventory. I'm going to set this quartz gate to say if there's space in inventory for a piece of charcoal. And then we'll see the different way this operates. So if I take a stack of 50 charcoal, you see how now this is noticing that there's not space in inventory in the basic gate. But this one, of course, sees and says, yes, there is space for 1 charcoal. Space in inventory without a specified item, so if I even take this away, now that's not true, and it operates the same way here. Without a specified item, just checks to see if the inventory is an empty inventory slot, like now, for example. This is not empty, this is, and that's kind of how it checks. So we're going to use that logic right here, and so we're going to set this up to be, oops, we want to make sure it's open, yeah. Again, that's the problem when you set it up like that. And we're going to set it up to connect to a red pipe signal. Okay, so that's the idea. And then I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so I'll set this up. I'll copy it over to these guys. They'll fill up with charcoal, and we'll be right back. That was pretty simple, right? And then this one too, yeah. And this one doesn't need to be a clay insertion pipe because it's gonna, of course, insert here. Okay, and then the key here is that by the time this one gets a single piece of charcoal, it'll turn it off, and then this will not overfill with charcoal, so we won't have charcoal flying around everywhere. Anyway, okay, I'll be right back. We're ready to set up pulling out of the smooth stone. So I've set up these basic gates with auto-archic pulsars. They're set up like normal. I'm boosting them out of the furnaces and separated the pipes here based on painting them. They're all going into iron pipes, so they should all go this way. It should look pretty cool when we start to pull them out, so that's why I wanted you guys to see it. So let's just set this up, and now we should be able to see them get pulled out. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That is a nice look, isn't that? Isn't that very Buildcrafty? That's especially Buildcrafty. I like that. I like it a lot. Anyway. Let's continue the build, though, because this is going to fill up with, well, to 25%. This is my buffer. I'm going to be using a lot of stone, so I wanted to have an easy way of pulling things out of it. So let's make the bricks now. So the bricks are going to be, I've decided I'm going to use 3 auto workbenches. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be setting it up to just go 1, 2, 3, just like that. We'll have a quartz gate here, and I'll set it up to say if contains less than... I'm actually going to say 50% of stone. The reason why I'm going to say 50% of stone is because with 2 inventories saying less than 25%, you can actually have it like half full in both of these. It probably won't matter either way, but it's kind of for the safety of it. But it's really not a big deal. All right, so this is going to be again the same logic as before. If it gets a red signal, pull it out, so it's the same one as that one. So there you go, and that's it. So then now these have to be set up to actually request it, so that should initiate the request, and there we go. And I want all of these to actually have a decent amount of stone in there, so I don't need to boost it. It's not going too far. So that's all we need to automate the production of stone bricks. So it should already be this is already making it, and then we're going to pull these into a buffer for stone bricks, and we're going to pull them up, and here we go. I'm going to try to make this kind of compact at least. We can actually make it really compact by just pulling it right into an iron pipe right here. I have to be careful not to connect it. Oh, I know. I will paint. Let's paint it magenta because magenta is pretty. Oops. Come on, paint it. Paint the thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I don't have to paint all of those pipes, but I like to do it anyways. I am going to paint this stuff yellow because that's what I'm painting it. Iron transport. Oh gosh, don't fall out. Okay, good. And then we're going to put a dropper as a buffer here, because even though I'm going to use it for a few things, it's going to be fine. I got to make sure I don't forget to set up with the wrench that this stuff is going up as it is. And then and that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. So that should be pretty cool. And then we'll set this quartz gate to say if the contains less than 25% of the stone bricks, send out a red pipe signal. And again, I can use red because since the pipe is painted, the connection to the red signal will also not connect. So it only connects with the yellow. And we'll use all Arctic pulsars once again. Here, here, and here. I think it's still copied with the same information, but let's just make sure. There we go. And there we go. And then all I need is a stone brick from here. Let's just take some. And that way we can set up, oops, stone bricks. Ta-da! And now it's being pulled out. They should all go into here instead of popping out and going everywhere. There they go. Okay, good. Good, good, good. And now my dropper is filling up really nicely. And then from here, let's go look at our little map. So what else do we need to make? So we actually automated that. We automated that. We can make these. I'm going to do that. But let's make the stairs and the slabs right now. And that's just going to be... That's just going to be right out here. And I'm actually going to, again, just pull it out right here. I told you I'm going to try to make it compact, right? I could actually just throw the auto workbench right here. But I want to give myself room so that I can actually put another gate. So yeah, that's otherwise it's needlessly complicated. Let me put it here and here. Did I just hear a hiss? Oh, okay. Anyways. That is not where I wanted to put that. Let's cut that out. Okay, there we go. And we'll put it here and here. All right, it kind of looks like a robot, sort of like he's kind of has his little arms there. I don't know. Anyways, this is going to be, let's just say it's stairs. And this one, let's just say it's slabs. Okay. And then once again, we're just going to use this to pull out the items. We'll use that to pull out items. There's a zombie somewhere. I think he's up top in my base. They often hang out up top. And then we are going to also use some red pipe wire. It should not connect. I am going to once again copy and paste, even though I'm pretty darn sure I didn't have the same thing. And then right here, these are actually going to be the same logic because it's going to say if it contains less than 25% of stone bricks, oops, send a red pipe signal. So set up that, and then there, it's going to send it. And likewise, this one is going to be set up the same way. So I'm going to clear that, copy it, and paste it. You don't have to clear it, but I like to clear it between because that way I have a visual representation other than the text to say that it's being sent. And then that's it. Now we have automated, oops, I'm not going to put it there. We have automated, there we go. We have automated the production of stone brick stairs, stone slabs, there they go, and stone bricks, and that's awesome. So now the stone bricks are going to go, now I have to actually get these items to their proper places. You know what, we're on a roll. Let's actually automate the stone slabs as well, and we'll do something just right here. We'll just throw it right there. And say, let's just go up. Let's do the same thing. You see how kind of easy this is? It gets a little bit of like pipe spaghetti by nature, but it should be okay in the end. Thankfully they added these quartz pipe gates because they're really useful. So I'm going to say if it contains less than 25% of smooth stone, send out the red stone signal, and then the smooth stone, we're going to make the stone slabs right there. And then copy and paste, and there we go. That's it. Okay, so we've automated it all, I think, except for the cobblestone, which we can also do as well. I might do that off camera. Now is the fun part, and that is taking all these and put them in the chests. That's some pipe spaghetti. I'll show you how I'm going to do it, though, and it's going to be pretty cool. So I'll be right back and show you what that looks like. Alright, we are just about near the end now, and this spaghetti, yeah, you didn't need to be here for that, but I will explain a bit about how this works. I tried to combine where it was appropriate, so what I'm doing is I'm combining the stone and the stone bricks into one line, and going to differentiate via pipe wire, so I can have two different types of items going into that. And then I force the stone into this chest and the stone bricks into this chest by using filters and lenses at the other end. So there's a filter, there's a blue and a red filter at that end. And over here, I don't know if you can see because this pipe is colored, but there's a red filter here, and likewise there's a blue filter sitting up there. And I did the same thing for in this case, this is the cobble slabs, I forget what, stone slabs. This is the stone brick slabs and the stone brick stairs. So the last one to do is the green stone brick stairs. So I tried to keep the colors the same so it wasn't going to be confusing for me. And then we put the lens here so that now when it comes out, it's going to be colored green over here by the green pipe wire. And all that's left to do is turn on these things by their logic. So this one's getting a blue signal. Let's do energy pulsar if it needs a blue signal. This one's doing this. Let's do energy pulsar if it gets that signal. This is already set up. So energy pulsar if it gets that signal. This one is. This one is. And cobblestone slabs. I'm making them over back here, so yeah. So I did have to use some diamond gates and such, but I did set up some of the logic here in this place. Oh, it is a dropper, so if you give it a redstone signal, it will push it out. Let me now just set up the rest of these guys. So quartz gates can't talk. Okay, they can talk to green. Never mind. So they can talk to green. So if you have less than, in this case, I want 75% of the stairs, turn on the green pipe signal. So already we're getting some items in. That's good. And then this guy is the stone slabs. So if you're going to contain less than 75%, turn on the red signal. Stone slabs are back over here. I need one. Gimme. And there we go. Boom. And then finally, this guy, which is going to be the blue, it's going to be if you have less than 75% of stone brick slabs, turn on the blue signal. Not that one, this one. There we go. I think I got that right. Anyways, now we get to see all the items moving through the pipes, and man, that's cool. That is like super cool. I have never build crafted this hard, kind of ever. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I think that was quite a lot we have accomplished. This looks really awesome. We're going to be doing something similarly awesome on the other side. I might decide to do that off camera, or I might not. I'm not really sure yet. But anyways, it's not going to always look this busy. This is just in the beginning, but this was a lot of fun. Okay, so I'll expand this and report back in terms of when I update it, but here it is. Okay, we're well on our way for our nice large project here. See you guys in the next episode where we will likely be continuing on this large project, or at least start to use some of the blocks that we're making for this project in a future build. Okay, and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye now.